Grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever feels comfortable to you, because this is one of those sit down, breathe all the truth videos. Welcome to day 60. I am officially 60% into my 100-day YouTube journey. And I want you to picture this. Like, we're not on YouTube right now. Picture we're sitting in my living room. You're on the couch. I am across from you. And we are having one of those real conversations where you don't have to pretend that everything is fine. Because February was a lot. Yes. And I want to talk about what happens when everything in your business, honestly, everything in your life, it starts feeling out of your control, and how you find your anchor when the world feels extremely noisy. I am not going to sit here and act like everything is perfect. We're not going to ignore either what's going on around the world, and especially what is going on here in the United States. Living in America right now, it feels like every single day you wake up and the first thing that you ask yourself is, okay, what happened while I was sleeping? Because the energy has been very unpredictable and it feels like a crapshoot, really. Like you don't even know what kind of day it's going to be when you open your eyes. And I want to say something that I don't always say out loud online. As immigrants, we don't usually come on social media and broadcast our hurdles. We don't broadcast the tension. We don't broadcast what's happening inside our families. We do not broadcast fear. We don't broadcast stress. We just put our head down and then we do what we have to do. But just because we're not talking about it constantly, it doesn't mean that we are not affected by it. If you've been there, you'll know exactly what I mean, because I'm an immigrant. And while my partner is not, he worries. He worries every single time I step outside of the house. And I get it. I do. Because the world right now feels uncertain, but we are a strong family. And I don't always bring these heavy conversations into my online space because I want my platform to uplift. I want to encourage my fellow immigrants. And sometimes encouragement looks like keep going. Sometimes encouragement looks like focus. Sometimes encouragement looks like don't spiral. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I do avoid talking about it because I don't want to get emotional and give in too much to the stress. Because stress is real, it's not imaginary, and it's not only political or social, it's also economic. Business has been weird for everyone. And when I say weird, I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it when you walk into grocery stores. You can feel it when you talk to people. You can feel it when you hear what's happening with jobs. Everything has slowed down. I have friends who have been laid off and sitting without a job for months. And even in my own business, I have clients who had to pause projects right in the middle because life happened and they lost their 9 to 5 jobs. We have unforeseen circumstances like layoffs, unexpected bills, unexpected medical bills, real life. So, if you're watching this and you are a solopreneur or you are a professional with a 9 to 5, or you're somebody who's feeling the squeeze right now, I need you to hear me clearly. You're not alone. You're not making this up and you're not being dramatic. It is a real season, and so many people are trying to hang in there and make it through. You take all that macro level stuff and then you add day to day life on top of it. I feel that's why February felt so heavy. February was emotionally tough for me behind the scenes. And here's something that I keep learning on this daily posting journey. Showing up for yourself every day, it is really a mind game. It's not even a camera game, it is a mind game, because when you're already stressed, the universe loves to throw ridiculous things in your way. And February had a lot of those ridiculous things. I had so many tech hurdles trying to record these daily videos, is what it was ridiculous. I had equipment breakdown. files not syncing, the type of stuff that really makes you want to scream because it's not even deep. It's just annoying. And then right before a huge snowstorm hit, my fireplace broke down. Now, listen, I know a broken fireplace might sound like a small thing, but when you are already at your emotional capacity, a broken fireplace, it feels like the final straw because it's not really about the fireplace. It's the fact that it's just one more thing. It's one more thing on top of everything else. It's one more thing that is asking you to solve it. And in those moments, I have to dig deep. I have to tap into my immigrant grit because it might be a new problem. But this is not the first time that I've had to overcome something difficult. But still, February felt very heavy emotionally and professionally. And so much felt unpredictable. And here's the most important thing that I learned: when the outside world gets chaotic, you cannot you cannot spiral with it. You cannot, because spiraling doesn't protect you. Spiraling just drains you even more. And for me, I feel like I have to hyper focus on only the things that I can control. And that's really what carries me through. Here's what I did. I looked at my life and said, okay, what is actually in my control right now? Because the economy is definitely not. The algorithm, the YouTube algorithm is not. The Instagram algorithm is not. The news isn't. Other people's choices aren't. But my body, my habits, my routines, my discipline, I can call these mine. That's mine. So for me, the one controllable thing that this month has been my health journey, really. And I tapped into physical wellness really hard, not because I'm trying to be an influencer, not because I'm trying to be perfect, because it is my anchor. It is my me time. It is my self care. It is my way of saying, I cannot control everything, but I can control this. And I need you to understand why that matters, because when you feel like everything is unpredictable, your body, it starts holding the stress, and your mind, it starts to racing, and you start feeling restless. You feel like you can't settle, you can't sleep. So when you give your body a routine, something else happens. Your brain comes down because it has something steady. Your brain comes down also because it has something consistent. It has something that belongs to you. So I leaned heavily on that. And I have an update. I have an update. I am happy to announce that I'm down another 10 pounds. And I'm celebrating this because I earned it, first of all. And it feels good to have a win in the middle of all this heaviness, because sometimes when life is really loud, you just need one thing that says, okay, I'm still moving forward. Okay, I'm making progress. And that win, it helps me keep going, and it helps me keep plowing forward. And I want you to steal this method from me, not because I'm trying to tell you what to do, but because when things are unpredictable, it helps to have a structure that you can lean on. It helps to have something that you feel that you're winning. And here's basically what I did. As I mentioned a couple of videos back, I started a 90-day plan, not because I want to stop after the 90 days, but because I use those 90 days to establish new habits. And this is something I learned from the book, The 12-Week Year. And the idea is very simple. So 3 months can feel like kind of like a mini year. And it's easier for you to push through 3 months because the finish line is close. When you have 12 months, you can feel that it's so far away and you start to procrastinate. But 12 weeks, you can lock in for 12 weeks. It's doable. You can say to yourself, I can do this for 12 weeks. So that's really the mindset. And then when I hit the 3 month mark, I'm going to stop for a week or two and reward myself. I already have a reward in mind, but I'm keeping it a secret while I try to work it out and see if I can make it happen. And after the reward, I'll sit down and look at what worked, what did not work, what needs to change. And then I'll set another 12-week goal. Because for a competitive person like me, having a short challenge, it keeps me going when everything else feels unpredictable. Okay, so now let's talk about the progress that I made in the gym, because this is where the magic is happening. And I want to say this in the most human way. Progress is something that I feel that is addictive, not because you become obsessed, but because progress gives you the proof that you need. It gives you proof that you can stick to something. It gives you proof that you can improve. It gives you proof that you are not stuck. The first progress that I made was with my squats. My squats, they've improved dramatically. And that's a big deal for me because I have this old hip injury that I'm still managing. So I want to give a huge shout out to my girl Victoria at Dot Box in Dorchester, because listen, Victoria, if I haven't returned your message yet, I'm going to get to it because I know I'm long overdue for a session like yesterday. So, working with her is like physical therapy. It is alignment, it is loosening up what's tight, and it's getting my body in the right position. And that has helped me go deeper into my squats without feeling like my hip is fighting me. And then the next progress for me was the rowing machine. I have a love hate relationship with that machine because the rowing machine is too honest. It tells you the truth. If you don't have the lungs, you don't have the lungs. If you don't have the rhythm, you do not have the rhythm. And I have a great coach, Kenny, and he focuses heavily on technique. He's very encouraging, very challenging, and he's also very consistent. He corrects my form, he gives me tips, and he helps me get better. And I'm very grateful for that. And I remember the first time I got on that rower after my surgery, I could barely do 5 calories in 1 minute. Barely. And do you want to know where I am at right now? I am doing 15 calories in 1 minute. And I think I can hit 10 calories in 30 seconds. I did it once, but I have to practice and repeat it. That's a massive win because it means that my cardiovascular health is improving. My lungs are doing very well. And let me tell you what that does to you mentally. Because people hear calories on a rowing machine and they think it's fitness talk. No, that's grit talk. That's, I used to struggle and now I don't talk. That's, my body is stronger than my fear talk. Now, the third goal that I had was pull up. My big goal this year is to just do one pull up, one, believe it or not. I've never been able to do one in my life. So I'm doing progressive training. I'm doing these painful knee raises while you're hanging on the bar. And right now I can hang for 30 seconds. And the other day, Coach Kenny told me to let him know when I reach 1 minute. So now for this month, I'm chasing that 1 minute. And it's amazing to see that all the therapy that I've been doing on my shoulder, they're working. And it's like I can feel that my body is actually coming back online. So why am I telling you all of this? Why spend this much time talking about a rowing machine and squat and when business is tough? Because the greater lesson, it's not the scale, it's mental grit. Because when you're fighting self-doubt in your career, when the economy feels shaky, when the algorithm feels extremely unpredictable, proving to yourself that you can stick to a physical discipline, it rebuilds your confidence. Because confidence is not just a thought, confidence is proof, it's evidence. And every time I show up to the gym, I'm collecting evidence that I can do hard things. And every time I choose my routine, I'm collecting evidence that I can stay consistent. And that consistency, it's what carries you over. And it carries over to other areas in your life. So even when the outside world is chaotic, I have something that keeps me anchored. And when the economy is out of my control and the algorithm is out of my control, my body, my habits, they're mine. These are things that I can control. And that's exactly what I chose to focus on. So this 100-day journey, it started with excitement in January, but getting to day 60, it requires grit because the newness already wore off. And then it becomes a decision. Okay, so before we wrap up our coffee or tea chat today, I have a question for you. What is one thing that pushed you through February even when you wanted to quit? So let's celebrate our wins in the comments because we survived a tough month, y'all, and we're stronger for it. All right. So this was day 60. I'm Webley. I show up here daily, imperfect on purpose. So, Black women, especially immigrant Black women, you see proof that you can start ugly. You can skip the tech drama and build your next stream of income online. If this helps, subscribe because I will be back tomorrow. Bye.